Here is everything you need to know about the 2021 BMW M3. My name's Denver. I'm a client advisor here at Parkview BMW in Toronto, Canada. And today I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about the 2021 BMW M3. I'm going to show you guys a detailed walk around of the 2021 M3 like you've never seen before. I'm going to go through all the standard features that the vehicle has. I'm going to show you guys what every single button, every single feature is. Then I'm going to hop into the ordering guides and show you what all the different packages are, all the way from the launch highest spec packages into the premium and the ultimate package that you can get for these vehicles, the M carbon fiber package, everything there is to add to these. I'm going to show you guys that at the end, and then with all the pricing and everything, so you know how exactly you want to spec out your M3. Before we hop into it, make sure that you like this video. Absolutely smash that like button as it does help me grow with YouTube's algorithm. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Stay up to date with all the BMW news and more BMW walkarounds. Now, before I hop into the full detailed walk around this vehicle, there's a couple things that I want to touch on before we hop into everything. Main thing is that there's going to be two variants for the M3. You have your M3 normal edition, and then you have your M3 competition. What BMW did change from the last generation to this generation is now all normal M3s are going to be standard with the 6-speed manual transmission, and that's going to be the only way to get that. And for the competition package, it's automatically geared with the 8-speed M Steptronic automatic transmission. You cannot get an M3 competition with a manual transmission. You can only get the M3, which is the manual. M3 competition is the automatic. Now, there is a engine horsepower difference. The manual M3 is 473 horsepower, produced from the 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 S58 engine, and the M3 competition has a horsepower boost of 30 to 503 horsepower from the same engine. Now, BMW is also going to offer one more variant, which is going to be the all-wheel drive system, which is going to be a first for the BMW M3. Now, I've heard it's going to be starting around July 2021 production dates. Some people have already pre-ordered their slots, but production does not start, from what I've heard, from mid-2021, or I've heard July 2021. That's when the M3 all-wheel drive is going to be produced. It's only going to be in the competition package with the automatic transmission. Now, when you're comparing the G80 M3 to the previous generation, the F80 M3, the vehicle does get longer, wider, and taller, and with that, it adds on more weight. But at the very end of this video, I'm going to hop into all the technical specs. So if you're looking to find out the exact width, length, all of the technical features and everything like that, all the technical specifications, feel free to stay tuned at the end of the video, and I'll walk you guys through all that information. Now, if you couldn't already tell already, this one is in the classic BMW white with the black faux merino leather on the inside. This one is a highest spec 1 package with the carbon fiber trim added. So I'm going to go through all of the features on this car. I'll also plug in some other images and everything like that to kind of highlight what some of the other features are, like the M carbon fiber bucket seats, which are absolutely my favorite addition to the new M3, but unfortunately aren't on this exact spec that I have to work with here. So I'll show you guys everything I have and plug in some images, everything I can do to show you guys what all the options look like. Now, I'm going to start at the front of the vehicle while we walk through all the standard features. Now, the biggest thing that everybody's been talking about, I'm sure you guys are aware of, is this huge grille. Am I the biggest fan of it? No. Do I hate it? Absolutely not. I think it's great. People have been talking about this more than any comments about what the performance of this vehicle is going to look like. And when you actually see it in person, it suits the car a lot more. Now, the grille does have the M3 badge off to the left side of it. There is a lot of room in between the grille and the radiator sitting behind there. It's like they don't start till about here. And then you got 3 slats on top, and then the big brace here in the center is going to be your main support for if you're in the event of an accident, the crash bar, as you would say, and then 2 lower vents. Now, in between the grills, you do see a small camera here. This isn't a standard feature, so I'll kind of come back to it, but basically it's for the surround view camera system. So without that system, this would just be blank, complete bumper filled in right there. Below you do have proximity sensors, one right here, another one off to the side. Those are your park distance control. That is a standard feature for this car. You're gonna have them on the front and the rear of the vehicle. This one is equipped with the laser light headlights, also not a standard feature, so I'll see if I can find the normal adaptive LED headlights, plug in that image right here for what it looks like, but this is the upgraded laser light headlights. Off to the side here, it does have this honeycomb grille. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this, of the way it looks right now. It kind of looks disproportionate to the large grille having the straight lines, and then you kind of have this honeycomb only in one section. If you do go with the M carbon fiber exterior package, it does get your carbon fiber inlays there, it eliminates that honeycomb, and it looks a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. On the very edge, you have the black that's sitting in there with a little air breather that goes through to the front wheel to help with your cooling. And that's pretty much everything there is for the front bumpers. Let's pop the hood and let's check out the engine. Now here is the S58 engine, the heart of the brand new BMW M3. Redesigned from the S55, completely different design internally. It's still a 3-liter twin-turbo engine that's pushing out way more horsepower. So the last one was rated, the S55 rated at 444 horsepower. Now we have a starting horsepower of 473 on the manual option, or the normal M3, and 503 horsepower on the competition package, which is what this car is. It looks great. I love the fact that BMW always puts in these little inserts into their cover, so you kind of know how many cylinders it has. This one's 6. I do think, in my honest opinion, the S55 engine bay looked a little bit nicer. It did have the carbon fiber strut bar. Now we have one that goes over from this side, and then we have another one that comes down from the front, kind of like a triangle design they did there. I mean, obviously this car performs better. It has better handling, more horsepower, but the S55 did look a little bit better in the engine bay department, but that's just my opinion. We'll leave it up to you guys. Closing the hood, you will notice that it has a nice indent here. Gives it a nice aggressive tone with this center channel coming in, kind of directing the airflow over top of the hood. I love how it connects with the front grille, 2 offsets there, 2 insets to match, and then coming up with the carbon fiber roof with 2 lines in the carbon fiber roof, and then it goes into the rear spoiler. Kind of helps bring all that air over the car. Now at the back of the vehicle, there isn't too much to talk about. You do have a standard spoiler here in the high gloss black, little lip spoiler as well, redesigned tail lights, M3 competition or M3 badge, whatever. Rear view camera, BMW logo in the center. Once again, these little circles here are for your proximity sensor and your quad tip exhaust. This one is finished in the high gloss black and the high gloss black rear diffuser as well. I love how the diffuser comes around. It is a separate piece, but kind of looks like it's built in together and comes around, has that side, little aerodynamic wings or whatever you would call them on the sides there. Give it a really aggressive, beefy look. Rear fender arches are huge on this car. All right, let's talk about the side of the M3. The first thing you're gonna notice is these new wheels. These are not the standard wheels that are gonna come with the car. Those are gonna be your style 826M style wheels. These ones are the M Forge double Y spoke 825M in Orbit Gray. Now you will notice 19-inch rims in the front, 20-inch rims in the rear. I was surprised that the car does come with the Pirelli P0 performance tires. Most BMWs have been coming with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss, but I guess the Pirellis were probably the best option for these tire sizes that they wanted to go with, which is 275 35 R19s in the front and 285 30 R20s in the rear. Now, in each of the rims, you are going to have a tire pressure monitoring system that's going to let you know what the tire pressures are inside the vehicle. Now let's talk about the brakes. At the front, they did get bigger. Instead of our 4-pot pistons, now we have absolutely massive 6-pot piston fixed calipers in the front. Now in the rear, they did go from the 2-pot pistons back into a floating caliper design. The reason for this is part of the automatic brake hold feature and the electronic parking brake. They need a floating caliper design in order for that system to work. So it went bigger on the rear. It is a large rear caliper. It's just a floating caliper design. You are still getting better brake performance than on the F80 previous generation M3. I will say I absolutely love these wheels better than the wheels that you're getting on the M3 and the M4s. The Style 666 rims were not really my favorite, and these ones are a lot better. They have a lot bigger concave and offset to the wheels, which are actually beast. In my opinion, I would actually order up another set of the rears and just put those on the front so that the 20-inch wheels were all around. The front does have a little bit of a section here where you think you could fit those without having to do a lot of modifications. Now, coming up from the front feel, you do have an air breather. It is really small, but it's still technically an air breather. I put my finger kind of in there and poke through. You can kind of see some light, and it does allow that air to come through, and aerodynamics a lot more than I know anything about, but active air breather at the front. Your mirrors are going to be standard in a high gloss black, optional with the carbon fiber ones with the carbon fiber package. You are going to have blind spot monitoring, auto dimming mirrors, auto heating mirrors, so in the winter time it's going to melt the ice away. power folding mirror, so when you lock the car, the mirrors will retract only if you enable that in your systems, all up to you. Another standard feature is going to be the comfort door access that are on the door handles. So if you want to lock the car, you just press your finger there and it locks it. And to unlock it, just put your hand in the side. You can also change it in the settings too, where it's a proximity sensor. So as soon as you walk away from the car, it automatically locks. And as soon as you get into being 2 meters of the car, it automatically unlocks for you. And as long as your key fob's in your pocket, that can automatically activate. Depending on what you want, you can change that in the settings. You're gonna get high gloss black window surround and the carbon fiber roof. I love how the updated carbon fiber roof on this one now includes kind of 2 air lines that are there, help channel the air, matches with the hood and the rear spoiler. At the bottom, you do have a high gloss black side skirt. BMW says it is motorsport inspired. I think it looks really good, kind of pops no matter what color you get this car in. The black skirt at the bottom is gonna pop, unless you're going with the black sapphire, then it's gonna kind of really blend in and give you that beast black look, especially if you go with a black on black. But with any other color, the black is gonna stay at the bottom and just kind of makes the vehicle pop more than whatever colors you choose. One thing I do find interesting about the rear door on this M3 compared to the previous F generation is the way that the Hofmeister kink is, where it's kind of part of the door frame itself instead of being completely separate, where the door actually goes right into it. And then there's just a small piece right here, which is the actual kink. Instead, in previous generations, it was a lot more of a different design where the glass didn't come all the way to the edge here. Another thing is they went over to a rectangle gas tank instead of the round, and it looks like there's kind of like 2 edges here. It's like an actual, seems with the body styling, as you enter into the rear door, it adds a little bit of a lip. Hard to see right here, but it creates a flat panel that's coming along, a little flat strip to the end. So there's actually 3 different layers on this gas flap. And of course, make sure you use premium. Another one of the standard features that you're gonna get with the M3 competition, not gonna be available with the M3 normal one with the manual transmission, but it's gonna be the automatic remote engine start. And you can do that one of 2 ways. You can do it through your cell phone on the Connect to Drive BMW app, or BMW is coming out with the new My BMW app, and then you can also do it with the key fob. So if you just triple click the lock button 3 times, it will remote engine start the vehicle for you. Now there is a couple pre-things for this or whatnot. You have to make sure it is engaged in your system. Right now it is turned off in the iDrive menu. You'd have to go in and turn that on. And if you wanted to turn it off, you just triple click it again, and then the remote engine start would disengage. Now, since these are not run flat tires, you will get a tire inflation kit in the trunk just in case you get a spare. BMW also includes a limited slip rear differential in the rear. Couldn't be an M car without a limited slip differential. This car also does come standard with the adaptive M suspension, so you're gonna have the electronically controlled dampeners there for you to adjust all your different modes, track settings, street use, everything like that. You're also gonna get an alarm system on your vehicle that when your vehicle is locked, it's gonna activate the alarm. You're gonna have a flashing red light and the alarm system built in for you automatically. The 2021 M3 also comes with a host of safety systems that you're getting into. They're kind of invisible, you can't really see them or anything like that, but you know, you have your, like I mentioned before, your blind spot monitoring, your pre-collision system, your rear cross traffic alert, your lane keep assist system. All of those systems are built in and can be customized to how you want them. You know, if you want to have something turned off because you don't like it, it's too helpful, in the iDrive system, you turn that off, it saves you driver profiles, you're good to go. If you are sharing this car with somebody, you do get driver profiles. So my girlfriend, she always likes the lane keep assist. I hate that. On my profile, I have that turned off. With this vehicle, if you have 2 people sharing the vehicle, you can always have 2 different driver profiles. It will change everything from the seat settings to the climate control systems to the safety systems will each be saved to a driver profile. And when you're ready to move on to your next car, all you have to do is put a USB-C port into the car or a little USB-C stick, put it in, save your driver profile, put it into your new car, everything automatically carries over. You don't have to do any fine tuning on the new car, just automatically programs for you. Okay, so that's everything I have for the exterior of the vehicle. Now I'm gonna hop behind the camera. I'm gonna take you guys through the inside of the car, show you all the standard features, what every single button does, everything like that. And then I'm gonna hop into what all the additional packages that you can get to add on to your M3 or M3 competition. But before I hop into that, make sure you absolutely like this button, as it really does help me with YouTube's algorithm, helps get this video out there to other people who are interested in the 2021 BMW M3. Okay, so let's start at the back of the M3 competition. First thing is going to be your trunk, so you're just going to push a little button right there. It's going to open up for you. Gas shocks, you're going to lift it right up. We do have our standard floor mats that come with the vehicle, front license plate bracket on the front. This car is going to be very interested because in Toronto, we are legally required to, or Ontario, I guess, we're legally entitled to have our front license plate. So it's going to look interesting on how that looks. I bet a lot of our customers are going to opt out not for it and risk getting a ticket. On the side here, You do have the tire kit for you. Looks like it's velcroed in there, a little strap holding it in place, but basically your tire inflation kit if you need to. A little storage compartment on the side, a little storage compartment on the right as well. And then looking up, we have 2 seat release levers. One on the left, one on the right. You just pull this, it's gonna drop the seat down at the front, 40-60 split. And that is everything for the trunk of the M3. Now, before I hop into the inside, let's talk about this carbon fiber rear roof. I love how these little little vents, or I don't even know what you'd call them, little flaps, pretty cool. I love that. A nice improvement from the last generation is they do include the little latches here so that you can install a roof rack in the carbon fiber roof. Previously unavailable in the F80 generation, which is pretty cool. And you have your shark fin antenna, which is one of my favorite BMW features. Now hopping on to the inside. First thing you're going to notice would be the Harman Kardon speaker and the ambient lighting. Both of those are going to be standard features that you can get for the M3 and the M3 competition. And then the back of the standard M3 seats. And then your back seats. You know, obviously this is the black merino leather. And then your seats here, they're punched out because I pulled a lever in the back. Just clip that back in. Headrest is adjustable by this switch right here. 3 seat belts, and then you do have the third one here can be pulled away. All you gotta do is clip that in, and it comes out and winds up like that. This does have the load through storage system, so you're gonna get this right here that can come down. You can put any golf clubs or hockey sticks through there. All headrests are adjustable. Perforated leather in the back here helps in the summertime with all the heat. In the center, you do have the console here. So you have your automatic climate control section, rear heated seats, and 2 USB-C chargers to charge from. Now, one thing I noticed is that these are just the normal seatbelts, but on my ordering guide, it does tell me that the M seatbelts with the tricolor light blue, dark blue, red stitching is supposed to be along here, but interestingly, it's not, even though my order guide it says that it's supposed to be there. So that's an interesting thing. I think maybe it's production error or ordering guide error. I don't know. All right, so now let's hop in the front and let's talk about everything that's going to be standard on your M3 at the front. On your door panel, you are going to have your Harman Kardon sound system, your ambient lighting, your unlock, your door lock. This is going to be for your seat setting buttons for when you want to save your driver memory. It is going to be for your driver profile. So if you switch over to a different driver profile, you now have 2 extra settings on each driver profile. This is going to be your mirror control. This is to manually power fold in your mirrors. You can have it set in the settings so it automatically does that when you lock the vehicle. And then this is going to be for adjusting your mirror. This push to the left and it will do the driver's mirror. This one push to the right and it'll do the passenger mirror. Interesting thing is when you have it pushed to the left for drivers, when you go into reverse, that passenger mirror will actually tilt and fold in there for you. And then you have your window switches for all 4 doors and your child lock for the rear windows. Cup holder, little cubby here. Looks like this goes pretty far back, kind of like my whole hand lift. You can kind of loosen things back there. And then you have your trunk release button here. Moving over, M3 competition door sills. This is going to be your standard M3 seats. You do get different seats with the M carbon fiber bucket package, but we'll hop into that later. But these are basically going to be your standard M3 seats. In my opinion, they're not really that bolstered compared to the old ones. Much more of a comfier set. And then you have your additional bolstering settings, so you can move that and it can tighten or loosen the bolsterings. Your standard lumbar support, and then your vehicle adjustability. Nice new addition to the M3 is it does have adjustable headrests. So you can raise and lower your headrest. Little bougie thing BMW does is these illuminated M3 logos. See if I lock and unlock it there. Get those to light up. There we go. Little bougie M3 logos. Let's take this little, oh, so satisfying. And let's see, down by the pedals, you have your aluminum M pedals, aluminum dead pedal, little M logo. You pull latch release here, pull twice. And then moving up from there, have a little storage compartment in here. Not really sure what you put in there, but you got a little space for something. Goes pretty far in there. And then you have your light system control. So no longer a little dial, just buttons. Your auto dimming, or not auto, but just dimming on the inside. Your auto lights, little ambient lighting patch right there. Then moving up, you have your left turn signal, automatic high beams, or your BC button. Your BC is going to cycle through information on your digital gauge cluster. Everything, all the widgets on the right side. And then you have your steering wheel. This one's not the standard one, so this would be more of a silver color on the standard. This one does have the interior M carbon fiber trim. And when you get the carbon fiber trim, unlike the other 3 Series, if you're, say, on a normal 3 Series, you get carbon fiber trim, it would just be right here, and down here as well. But when you go with the M3, you also get this additional carbon on the steering wheel and the carbon fiber shift paddles, which are pretty cool. I like how the plus button is kind of grooved out. Same with the negative. These are like extra tall and long. And I love on the M steering wheels how you have this tricolor stitching of the BMW M logo, light blue, dark blue, red. And then of course on the steering wheel, you're gonna have a bunch of buttons. So on your left side is gonna be your cruise control. This is what it's gonna look like for a standard vehicle that doesn't have the advanced driver's assistance package. So how do you turn your cruise control on, speed limit, everything like that. Toggle up and down. Heated steering wheel in the button, little gap here on the M steering wheel compared to the non-M. And then over here is going to be for your infotainment system. So you can scroll through here. It will adjust your radio station. It's all going to show up on your heads-up display. A little hard to see. It's right there, your head-up display, which is not a standard feature, so I'll come back to that later when I go through the packages. You do have standard LCD Live Cockpit Professional, which is this digital display here. It shows you all of your information, your revs, everything like that. On your steering wheel, you have 2 additional buttons, which is going to be your M1 and your M2 buttons, which are basically just quick set modes for your settings. So when you want to change the vehicle dynamics, the handling, everything like that, you can just click these buttons real quick and adjust those. So when you want to set those, you can do it through your iDrive menu. So you're going to go into menu, you're going to go down to car, you're going to go M menu, and then here you can configure, here you can configure what the M1 buttons and M1 So you can have it set so whenever time you start the vehicle, it's going to start in comfort mode, and then you can click N1 and you can change your engine. It can be efficient, sport, or sport plus. You can have your transmission, and you can have it between direct or sequential shifting maximum output, where this is going to be kind of like manual mode basically. And then you can do the chassis between the suspension, the adaptive M suspension, the sway bar settings, everything like that. And then you have your electronic steering that you can adjust, whether you want your feedback comfort or sport mode makes it stiffer. And you can even change your brake bias, whether you want it comfort or sport. You can have the brake pedal extra sensitive, your traction control, your M traction control for drifting, your limited slip differential, your auto engine start stop feature, you can turn that off or turn it on. And then your sound control, your sound control for the exhaust muffler flaps, you can turn that on or off. And you can reset that, and then you can change that for either number 1 or number 2. So most times, I had a customer with an M8, we configured M1 was like slightly sporty and M2 was like max sporty before. It's kind of like manual setting up for like track modes and stuff. You can, I'm not going to kind of go through too many things because I don't want to get carried away, but if you want to know everything there is to know about the iDrive 7 menu, just go ahead and click the link at the above the video, and there I'll show you everything there is to go through on the iDrive 7. Basically, I'll give you a quick preview. Instrument panel, you can change things. The M3, M4 has this additional drift analyzer, which is pretty cool on this one, where you can set, it'll like rate your drift for you. You can activate drift mode. It's just pretty cool. Turn traction control off, drift sessions, your longest drift, your drift angle, how long it was, how long you held it for, which is, it's pretty cool. And then going in, you can go into your settings, you can go through your vehicle. One of my favorite things about this is the fact that whatever you do, it changes in like highlights, like doors, climate control goes green on the inside, your door, your keys, your displays, your exterior lighting. It highlights and it shows you what you're going to be changing. And it also, this car is Alpine white, so in here it's Alpine white. If you have a different color, it changes the color of the car in here, which is pretty cool. One thing it looks like it doesn't recognize is the rims. So that would be the standard, I believe it's 875, 825 or 826. I forget which one it is, but basically those are the standard rims it comes with versus the optional ones we have on this vehicle that I went through before. And then you just have your main menu, media, communications, navigation. Next thing is these tiles. You can swap to the next one. engine data, trip data, sport gauges, everything like that. And you can configure these in your mode and make them whatever you want them to be, which is pretty cool. It is touch screen at any point you want, or you can use your iDrive controller down here to go through everything, all your short key buttons, your iDrive controller. Now below your iDrive menu, you're going to have your hazards button and your quick key into your safety system. So you can configure all of your safety systems, whether you have them all on or configure individual, and you can change everything that there is to change. Down below you have your climate control, heated and ventilated seats. Ventilated seats is part of the package, so I'm gonna skip through that, come back to it. Your heated seats are gonna be standard, and then all of your climate control systems. Dual temperatures on either side of the vehicle, max AC, my favorite button. Down below you have your radio volume and then your presets. I love these presets because you can assign them to anything you want along the top. Like if I want to say have my M menu as like a quick set, so I don't have to go in here no matter what menu I'm on. I'm just gonna highlight that, press down, hold it, and then it's going to save it. Now, no matter what, where I am, like on the home menu, I click one and it automatically goes in my M menu, which is really cool. I think that's one of the coolest things about these cars. Coming down, you have your the little flap protective of your cup holders and your standard wireless charging pad, USB-C port or USB port with a 12-volt converter here, and a little blue LED light will turn on when your car's there. Because of the wireless charging pad and the comfort door access, you do get an optional M digital key card. I don't have it in the car right now, but a little key card that you can have replacing your key. Carbon fiber trim comes back. This is the shifter for the M Steptronic automatic transmission. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, kind of reverse. That would be reverse, that's drive, everything like that. Traction control button. This is going to be 360 parking camera. I'll come back to that. Parking control system, click that, and your rear view camera. And a normal one would just show you the proximity sensors on the front and the rear. This one does have the optional surround view camera. So I'll come back into all that. And then next one is the auto engine start stop. And then your start engine button, which is a nice red. Coming down, blank tile. And then you have your M mode, which you click that. And then it just kind of goes into M mode on your gauge cluster. So that's M mode right there. Your gauge cluster gets a little reduced, doesn't show you as much information, and your RPMs will do both gauges on the side. Digital speed. Coming down below that, you have your setup button, which you click. You have your setup button, which you click, and it will go into your engine setup and everything I kind of showed you guys before. A little bit of a different look to it. And after that, nice M3 logo, M3 competition, lasered in over there. Then you have your electronic parking brake system, which I talked on before. Press down to disengage, pull up to engage, and then your auto hold brake feature where you can have that set so it will automatically hold the brake for you at a red light. And that system will kind of show up in the corner of your gauge cluster here. It'll go like green there, it'll say auto H and everything. Now up here you have your auto dimming mirror, universal remote control, standard garage door opener, all of your lights, and then there's just a gap here because there's no sunroof option. Now the carbon fiber roof is standard, or you can go with the sunroof as a no charge option. But I mean, really, who's gonna get that? And then coming in your center console here, oh, there's the M digital card that I was talking about before. So the digital key card that you can use to lock your car, start the vehicle if you put on the wireless charging pad, and a USB-C charger there. And that is all of the standard features. I also had this M3 normal manual edition in the back of the rear delivery waiting for a customer, so I thought I would show you some images from that so you can get a check out what the manual transmission looks like. It's basically just carried over from the F-body, but it's very interesting that this is matte black finish instead of high gloss black, and then there's a little bit of a different tab there in front of the shifter you can see when the flap closes compared to the automatic version, and then some buttons are in different sections. So yeah, the transmission feels exactly like it would on the F-body style, but yeah, it's matte black here instead of high gloss black. And then normally the iDrive controller is farther up, but it got pushed back. Then the parking brakes area got moved around as well, so the only thing really similar is like the push button start area. Everything else seems to be different. Like there's the muffler button, all those buttons stayed the same, but then the lower ones down here, all of this got moved and rearranged for the manual transmission to fit in there. And then you also, in the settings, you can actually change the gear shift assist, so it'll rev match for you. And the last chassis was automatically in there, unless you like took traction control off or something. And this one, you can tune it yourself and tune the traction control level, as well as the brake sensitivity. You can tune that as well. And then yeah, in the next clip here, you can just see like the difference between this and the competition, where it has that little section where you're like right where I'm pointing at there, where the other one stayed clean. And then this one was also with the no charge optional sunroof, so you get a chance to see what that looks like instead of the carbon fiber. We're getting a chrome badge and chrome taillights when you go with the manual edition instead of the high gloss black on the competition package. Really weird how they did it like that. Okay, now I'm going through all the standard features on the vehicle. Now I'm going to hop into the packages. So the first one we're going to start with is the premium package. So let me show you everything there is on the premium package. Okay, so the first one that's going to be part of the premium package is going to be the automatic trunk, which is the full power trunk. So it's going to power up all the way automatically for you. You're going to get two buttons right here, which are to power close it or lock it. So if you grab the last grocery item out of the car and you want to lock your car, you press this one. Or if you just want to close it normally, you press that button. And it power closes for you. The next option is going to be the ventilated seats. So it is perforated leather. You can see the little holes in there. And to activate your ventilated seats, you're just going to click the button right there. And ventilated seats option you can turn on by clicking the button. Then you turn it on. It kind of does one or the other. So right now it's ventilated seats. If I moved over to heated seats in the wintertime, because you shouldn't really be activating the two climate control sections, like you'll be either using heated seats during the wintertime or ventilated seats during the summertime. So they utilize the one button for it. The next feature part of the premium package is going to be the heated seats in the rear. You can just click that button and the rears will get heated seats. The next one is going to be the universal remote control. So you get a garage door opener programs that you can, buttons that you can program in right there. Next one is going to be galvanic controls. This vehicle doesn't have it because it's a HEA spec, not a premium package, but basically these little black controls here will turn galvanic color to match this. It gives it a much nicer look. And the next feature is going to be the laser headlights. So not standard, but these are the optional laser headlights you get. You always know they're laser headlights when they have the blue inside them. You're gonna get more range out of these compared to the LED setups. Then the next one's gonna be the parking assistant with surround view. So you get that front camera at the front. You also have a camera on either side of the mirror. And what that allows for you is on the inside, you're gonna get the parking surround view button. So you click this little button here and you're gonna get the surround view system. Now you'll get a full 360 view. What you can do is you can click which ones that you want to see. And then say if you were in drive mode and you're driving forward, it would show you what the front of the car looks like. So you can kind of get out of a tricky situation if you're merging onto a road, you don't know what's coming. Your door wingspan lets you know if you're going to hit anything over here. You'll see this is grayed out because the driver's door is open right now. Can't really tell you what's here. And then over here you have your automatic parking system. So it will parallel and reverse park the car for you if you want, which is pretty cool. And you have a backup assistant that does about 150 meters. If you ever go down a dark alley or anything like that, and you're sketched about reversing out of it, you just click that. It will do all the steering inputs for you. It'll steer it for you. All you have to do is gas and brake. And the parking does everything for you. Just let go of the steering wheel, car parks itself for you. That is only going to be available on the M3 competition. If you have the M3 normal manual, the automated parking, and the backup assistant, I'm not sure if it's available. I have to double check the specs. Next feature is going to be the head-up display, which is going to be this panel here. It reflects onto the windshield. It's hard to see, but I'm scrolling through the radio setups. You can see it there. You can see the kilometers it turned on. You can also get navigation will pop up there and a lot of information when you're on the track, revs, everything like that. It can be configured how you want it. The next one is going to be the BMW Drive Recorder. So what it does is it takes the 360 camera, records 20 seconds before and after an accident. So you basically, when you have the 360 camera and the 360 Drive Recorder, you don't need a dash cam anymore because it's a 360 dash camera that records for you. The next feature is going to be the wireless charging tray that you can add on here. And you're also, when you add that, you're going to get that M card, the M digital key card that looks like this, which will basically be used as a replacement. You can tap this on your door handle, it unlocks, put this on the keypad, and you can start the car up with it. You can also activate a digital key card into your cell phone, which is pretty cool. The next one is going to be a Wi-Fi hotspot. There's really no buttons for it, I can't show you, but basically in the systems you can connect into the Wi-Fi and get a 1 gig free. And then the last one is going to be the M3 Professional. What that's going to include is going to be the M track mode, the lap timer, the traction control, and the drift analyzer. So when I go into the main menu here, basically car, M menu, it unlocks a couple things like this drift analyzer. It unlocks this for you with the M3 Professional, increases the maximum speed, and then you also get the lap analyzer, traction control, everything like that, separate apps that you can get for the vehicle. Basically you get that with the M3 Professional. Okay, now that we're done the premium package, let's hop into the advanced driver's assist package, show you everything that's included in that. Okay, so with the advanced driver's assistance package, what you're adding in is the active stop and go cruise control. So I'll see if I can plug in a proper image of what this would look like, but basically you're gonna have additional bars here and bars there where you can drive the vehicle. Active stop and go cruise control will monitor that car in front of you, and then the traffic jam assistant will actually fully take over the steering wheel, keep you centered in your lane when you're under 60 kilometers an hour. All right, now let's hop into the M Carbon package and show you all the cool bits that come with this amazing package. So this car doesn't have it. The only thing that it has that's included is the M carbon fiber trim on the inside is going to be part of it. Another thing with the exterior carbon fiber package you're going to get is the door, the mirror caps. I'll see if I can get images to plug in behind all of this so that you guys can know what it looks like. At the front, you're going to get carbon fiber inlays for this section right here. And then you're going to get a carbon fiber rear diffuser at the side. Or you're going to get carbon fiber rear diffuser at the end where this is carbon fiber as well. And then on the inside, which is the biggest, the best thing for this new M3 is the M carbon fiber bucket seats that will get replaced. So yeah, I'll try to get an image and plug it in right here so you guys can see this is what the M carbon fiber bucket seats look like. Absolutely amazing. My nnumber 1 favorite feature of this new M3 is the M carbon fiber bucket seats. Then you'll also get the M carbon fiber rear diffuser. Now let's go through the ultimate package. The ultimate package is going to include everything there is from all the other packages I went through. So the premium package, the advanced driver's assist package, and the M carbon fiber package. So you're going to get all that plus a couple extra things. So let's go through what those extra things are. So the first one is going to be the display key, which I'll plug in an image right here for you. Touch the little button on the side here, it powers on. Swipe up to unlock. You can lock or unlock the vehicle. Check the vehicle information, what your range in your fuel tank is, and if you want to set any preconditioning start times for departure times. Unlock and unlock, do everything your normal key does. Basically it's kind of like the mini BMW connected app on your key. Pretty cool. Next one is going to be the individual shadowline headlights, which I believe this one has. Basically what it does is it makes it all black at the bottom here. That's the individual shadowline headlights. So the next item is going to be the gesture control. This car doesn't have it, but basically on the inside you can roll your finger, volume up, volume down, a couple other gesture controls. And then on the interior, you're going to get the full merino leather instead of the extended merino leather. On this black one, there's not really much of a difference, but basically if you go with the orange or the San Marino on the inside, it's going to bring the leather and go up here as well instead of having a leatherette, and it's also going to be on the door panels. So you're going to get the extended leather. All right, next, let's do an engine startup and let's see what the M3 competition sounds like. Okay, go. Yeah, give me more. Oh my gosh. All right, now I've gone through all the standard features for you. I've gone through all the items that are included on these packages. Next, we're going to hop into the retail ordering guide, show you what the prices are for this, show you all of the exterior paint options, interior leather options, and then we're going to hop into all the technical specs. So if you want to know the measurements, sizes for this car and everything like that, gear ratios, all that stuff, we're going to hop into that later. Okay, so let's start with the product bulletin. Each slide is going to be about for 4 seconds, so just feel free to pause it when you want. This is basically just BMW is letting us know what the differences are between this generation to the last generation, giving us some key highlights of the new car. So each slide will be about 4 seconds, so just feel free to pause it if you want to read everything. All right, now BMW is going to go and let you know what the spec packages are. So whenever these cars get released from the factory, they're always made before we actually can order them. So these BMW will send these to dealerships automatically. So if you are taking any of the first M3s or M4, a lot of them are going to be spec packages. That's what always lands in the dealership first whenever a new model launches, and that'll be that individual package. Now we're going to hop into the actual retail ordering guides where you can check out the prices. Once again, it's 4 seconds, so just feel free to pause it on each slide that you want. This is going to give you a breakdown of what's in the packages, what the price of the packages are, and then when you get down near the bottom after the packages, it's going to go through what the optional options are. So different wheels, carbon ceramic brakes, the no charge sunroof, different brake calipers, everything like that can be individually itemized. And then now we're going to get into the standard features. So automatic has a remote start, manual doesn't, and kind of mostly everything's similar, just small differences between the two. And then at the very bottom page is going to be the different wheel options that are available for the M3 and the M4. Now moving on, we're going to get into the technical specs. So once again, 4 seconds for each slide. Just feel free to pause it when you want to read the information. And this is just going to go through all the technical specifications for the M3 and the M4. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. That is everything you need to know about the 2021 BMW M3 and M3 competition. If you are in Toronto and you're in the market for an M3, make sure you hit me up at my email down below, and I'll give you the best purchase experience you can possibly get when purchasing an M car. If you made it this far in the video, absolutely smash that like button, as it does help me with YouTube's algorithm. Please consider subscribing for more BMW content in the future, and I'll see you next time.